Hello and welcome back. Steel Pinnings here once again, and today I have for you a pretty cool little challenge lock pinned by all of our friends Mr. Bobby Keyz. And he did this on the 7th of March. And the key works great whenever I get it in there. The bidding on the key is as such. Of course, I started filming, so my phone's gonna go crazy now. I want to use bottom of the keyway tension on it. I found that it fits in there real nicely right there. And let's go ahead and zoom in a bit. Move this over just a touch. Alright. Okay. And I think I'm going to go up with it. I might pull it this way, yeah. That way I stay out of the way. I'm going to use the Tron by Sparrows. I'm going to work off this ledge right there. So let's see if we can get y'all a little better look at it. And we'll just look for the first binder. I think it's number 1. So with extremely light tension, I think I just set 1. I'll scoot into 2. Yep. And I think it's set. 3's loose. 4's loose. I've got a fly bug in my ear now. Isn't that lovely? We got under 5. I hope I didn't overlift it. And get to the back there. And just work my way back down the lock. See that I think 1 and 2 are still set. 2's that low one there. According to the key, I believe all of the front ones are pretty low. 3 be set. 4. It's gotta be back there at 6. Or 5, I mean. I didn't have any troubles a while ago with it. Alright, I'm gonna see if a slightly deeper hook will do me a little better. I'll try the DeForced out of the Praxis set. Get to the back there. Oh, there it is. I knew it was back there. That was a fun little pick. Awesome. Put that down there. Move this. Grab my little tray. And we got a screw in the back. And this time I'm going to try my best to stay in frame. I do apologize, guys. I know I stink at filming. I'm a much better picker. And with challenge locks, especially when you got a shim sitting there, you might as well shim it. There we go. There, lined up. Got our follower. And hit it. Pins are away. Turn it this way. And say a prayer and give her a shove, right? Alright. It sure looks like he's got some overset traps in there, man. It sure felt like it too. As we can see here, let me zoom in, it works better. And as you can see, that one there didn't even need to be picked. And this back one was the hard one. You gotta get past those by all means. Alright, so let's see what that gives us here. Wow, that's a pretty looking pin. Another deep serrated, a serrated spool, a serrated spool. These are gorgeous, Bobby. Gorgeous little pins, I have to say. And that one there is a sharp serrated. We're going to come back and give these things a good look over. And in the core, focus, we have what looks like undercutting in 5 or 6 back here, threading in 5, 4 is clear, threading in 3, 2 is clear, threading in 1, an undercut, way deep undercut too, so pretty deep. Anyhow, that's with the core. And if that's with the core, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some magic up top. Pull out the shimmer. And it looks like my follower here, sorry guys, my follower here is way too small. But I'm sure we'll do fine. Oh yeah. A very sharp, weird looking little T-pin with the spring caught up in it. We'll get a closer look at all of them. Very little spring tension. Two spring didn't want to come out. It's a pretty little one. Getting those serrations in the little ones is hard. That one had a little blackened spring. This one looks like a candlestick serrated. And a tiny little spring. Wow, that one has some spring tension. That's a pretty looking little, I call that a peg man. And nice long heavy duty spring. And last but not least is a standard with a spring that don't want to come out either. Okay, let's get the pick. There we go. A little copper spring, and then 2 is another little copper spring. Alright, and up in the Bible here, we've got a lot of magic. Okay, didn't get in focus. Some light in there. Threading in 1, 2, 4, undercutting in 6. Looks like a partial light threading in 3. Definitely undercut along with that in both 5 and 6. So great work on that core too, Bobby. Awesome work. Let's zoom into these pins because they are the pièce de résistance. Let's go ahead 3 at a time. There we go. And number 1 here is a beautiful serrated spool. 2 is a big deep spool. 3 is a serrated spool up top above them. We have a tiny little serrated, another one here that is got some deeper spool in it. This thing has the spring caught up in the top part of the thread, or in the serrations, leaving the T-pin exposed. Quite the ingenious little devilish thing there. Now we'll slide, oh yeah, and the springs on them is a very light copper or brass, a very strong steel, and then of course the little brass one on that one. And then the last three is a very sharp serrated in 4, a spool with some serrations in 5, a deep spool in 6 with a standard above it. This thing is the little peg man I called. It almost looks like a little peg man from the game of life. And this one here is the candlestick one I call. It's a serrated commercial bottom with a deep spool on top. Great work on them pins. And then above it here we have a copper, a very strong steel, and a tiny little brass. Or brass, and then that one's copper. Sorry, my bad. Alright, that is the Bobby Keyz pinned restricted keyway Corbin Russwin mortise cylinder. An awesomely fun little pick. I thank you very much, Bobby, for pinning this up, and I thank you so much, JP McPinning, for sending it to me. Y'all, please stay safe and always stay legit. If you like this video and like what I do here, hit that like button, and of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Until we meet again, folks, peace.